Hello and welcome to the Yarnings Podcast. I'm Christine and I'll be your host. This is episode 88. I think it's going to be something about trip prep in the title today. So it is cloudy-ish. It's not raining right now here in Vancouver, Washington, and 61 degrees. And I'm glad to be joining you for a little bit today. I have a nice little short burst of time, and I'm finally getting a podcast up. I have gotten dressed and put on my makeup the last few days with the intention of podcasting, and other things have gotten in the way. So, pull up some knitting, and let's have some fun today. Life stories, I think I'm just going to tell you about some of the stuff as we go through. It's just been a busy time. I'm getting ready for my trip. Today is the 16th, so I leave in 12 days. So for those of you who have not been hearing me talk about my trip, I am going to the zombie apocalypse in Rochester, Minnesota. This will be my third year attending. The fourth year that this retreat has been going, and this will be my third. And before that, I get to go see my friend Rena near Chicago. So it's a whole kdlbadventure, and I am so excited about it. So let's move into some yarnings and adventures in knitting. I'm wearing my finished object. So you guys saw this last time, but not modeled because I had not blocked it yet. This is the Mayoress cardigan by Elizabeth Doherty. Has a beautiful lace panel down the back and in the front. I added additional increases on the sides and in the back just for more roominess, as I am smaller on my shoulders and larger as you go down. I have buttons. I have these cute little flower buttons, and I went ahead and lined the whole button band on that side with little owls. Aren't they cute? So it looks very nicely finished. I tried to get my stitches pretty even. I put backing buttons on the button band per Knitmore Girls Couture finishing techniques. They have a video tutorial of sewing on grosgrain ribbon and buttons with backing buttons. So I'll link to that in the show notes if I remember. What else can I tell you about this? I also shortened the sleeves. The sleeves in the pattern come to mid lower arm, and I decided that for me this would be a better length. And so then I left off the lace that shows up as you go down over the elbow. And I'm totally fine with this length. This is really nice. The arms have enough space that I'm wearing a LuLaRoe t-shirt underneath here with regular size sleeves. That's great. I don't have to worry about it being all bunched up. This is in Marigold Jen, her merino nylon fingering weight in the colorway Lady Violet. There we go. I was working with another one of her yarns in the Undead Winifred colorway, and that's what came to my mind. I really, really like how the set-in sleeves fit. The width between my shoulders is really nice, and it just feels very well put together. It feels like I'm wearing something that's a little higher class. I know that the color variation does make the lace obscured a little bit, but once I blocked it out, it really, I'm totally fine with that. You can see the holes of it a little better now, and so that still gives you enough of a hint of the pattern even through the more variegation. what else? Oh, when I blocked it, I put my straight blocking wires, not the Infinity ones, but the straight ones, down each of these eyelet rows on the front and on the backs, and then in the edge between the button band, so that then I could kind of stretch that without stretching out the back of the sweater. So yes, I am very pleased with this. I want to knit more Elizabeth Doherty patterns because I really like how this one turned out. And I love this colorway. I picked up this yarn at Stockinette Zombies last year and went ahead and bought a whole sweater quantity then and kind of splurged, but I'm so glad I did because this is a sweater worthy of good, awesome yarn. And I love my Miracle Jen. And now I'm out of it. I used both. I used my sweater quantity and my other singles game. Oh, I take that back. I have this one. This was the Zombie Invasion. I think I got this in my goodie bag. So I need to find something awesome to do with that. It's got cashmere in it, I believe. High twist MCN. So, be some pretty luxurious socks, wouldn't it? So that's my Lady Mayoress. I have another finished object, which I spent a lot of time on this week, and I'm not going to show it to you because it is the sample for the next design that I have coming out soon. And I'm really excited with how it turned out, and I'm excited to show you guys when I am ready. And I think I'm going to cast on one more sample just for another variation. Works in progress. The one that I'm working on, this is the back of the Omena. It is a vest, and I will be doing circles. This is the back, and your arms go in here. So your arms come out these holes. And I will be making increases and adding more colors. This is a pattern. I cannot remember who it's by. It's okay. I'll tell you guys next time who wrote the pattern. But the pattern was kindly gifted to me by Auntie Joanne, for my birthday. And I am so excited to be knitting it and having happy thoughts of her. She had been at ZK the last 2 years. She's the one who made my awesome, oh, I just moved it, my Creative Mojo bag. That's her brand, and so that was really kind of you too. So the colors I'm going to be using, this back is, oh, you can see my cool bottle top keychain that I'm using for a stitch marker. This is Allen Z, a la Doctor Who. The color that I have on here right now is Barocco Vintage, I guess the yarn. Colorway is Tide Pool, I think, and it's a worsted weight. So I'm going to be kind of doing some worsted and sport combination here. It's all supposed to be worsted, but as long as my measurements worked out for the back, the outer circles aren't as gauge worrisome. So it'll be a little looser gauge on the outside, and I'm totally fine with that. So the next layer will be Black Trillium, her Luxe Sport, which is, I think, a not very, might be discontinued base. It's 75, 15, 10 merino, mulberry, silk, and cashmere. And the reason that I picked up this one is because it reminds me of the texture of the hand spun, which will be the outer circles. This was what I was calling my wormhole hand spun. And that's what I have of it. And I wanted a project that would really show off the hand spun. So this will be on the outer edge of the circle. and I think it's going to be really cool. What else do I want to tell you about this? Yeah, I'm just knitting along. It's pretty nice conversation knits. I am adapting it to do garter instead of welts, where they did knit rows, then purl rows, several purl rows in a row, then several knit rows in a row. I decided it would just be way more conversational if I was just knitting garter stitch. Since it's in the round, that means knit a row, purl a row, but a little easier for me to feel and do. And I like the look of garter. So there's that too. And I think that's going to make the transition between worsted to sport to a little bit irregular hand spun a little nicer than the welt would have. I don't know if that's really a welt, but anyhow. So that is Omena. And the other work in progress that has gotten some love, these ones I cast on for my birthday. I guess I'm in the middle of a row. These are my sock plank socks. I now have heels. And I have this much more of the sock blank. So I have lots more blue, the blue that I'm on. I was saying on Instagram that this section that I just knit here was the care and bulky part of my sock because it's lime green to teal to blue, and those are her favorite colors. So I'll have a nice big chunk of blue still, move into some purple, and then lots of pink. So these will be however long I decide. Whether I get all the way to the end of the pink, we will see. But I am really enjoying knitting from a sock blank. I noticed that I have slightly more slack on one side than the other, and so I took up a little less yarn knitting one heel versus the other. It's not enough to think that it was a whole missed. I didn't miss a repeat or anything. I just think I was a little tighter on my first heel versus the second one. I knit on these during a movie until I felt a stitch had dropped, and then I couldn't see well enough to fix it. So that's the sock plank socks. The sock plank is from Alexander's Crafts, which I got on the yarn crawl this year. And that is all of the knitting. I have not done any spinning this week. I do have a needle adjacent project. I picked out what yarn I'm going to knit on socks during ZK this year. This is Sun Valley Fibers, her 80/20 merino nylon super high twist, and I was really excited to try this out, and then it's just sat there. This is the colorway Ms. Zombie, and the first year I went to ZK, I knit on some socks in Black Trillium, her colorway Decay, so I called them Zombies Decay. The second year, I knit with Miss Babs' Zombie Prom colorway that I'd gotten at Rhinebeck the previous year. So this year, continuing my zombie theme with Ms. Zombie. Oh, that's my doorbell. I had to run downstairs because I had two things that had to be returned to Amazon, and you can request that the UPS come picks them up, but you have to be here so they can take them. So I ran downstairs. Yes, actually ran. I didn't want to miss him. So, no spinning, but sewing. I am working on my English paper piecing. I still need to pick a project that I want to bring for this on my trip. But first up, I needed to work on my class. I am teaching a class on Intro to English Paper Piecing. And so I'm making baggies. These are not complete yet. baggies that have hexes, a hexie to baste, 2 hexes to sew together so that people can try out the techniques. I will also have a needle thread attached to another hexie, just attached on so that they can go on the inside of here. And that way they will have everything they need. I just got a cheap pack of needles and, well, the same pack of needles that I've been using, just a new pack. So there's 20 of them in there. I didn't have enough because I have, with my whole paper piecing project, I had enough needles that are like slightly bent. And they're probably not as sharp as they once were. So I just went ahead and got a new pack. They will be given to my students. So I got purple and green fabric. While I was at the library last week, I cut out fabric pieces attached to the templates. And so that is all in process and I'm working on it. I also upgraded my little tin. So this is formerly a stitch marker tin from Ms. Pearl. And I added more magnets on the inside. So now it's super magnety. And if I drop needles in my box, this little one has a magnet inside of it and there are 2 magnets there. So it makes it so all the things that are on there don't fall off. Super awesome idea. So I want a little project of what I want to sew together, which might be, I have, let's see if I can pull this enough. I have this fabric, I have another extra chunk of it, and some purple that's the same one, but the purple version. And I was thinking about making some fabric that could turn into a notions bag of some sort. Just a solid, make a bunch of flowers, attach them together, and then I'll probably have to make some half hexies and attach them together. But it would be an easy thing to get started and have to work on my trip. And I can bring a small envelope or storage, maybe my little notions thing with just the tools that I would need on the airplane, because I'll be on some long flights. I have nonstop on the way there, and on the way back I go through Denver. So that is paper piecing. What else? So there's a geekery, the non-knitting segments. For now playing, I went to a Guardian game day on, how long ago was that? Last weekend, not this last weekend, the weekend before. Time is all running together. And we played some new games and an old game. We played Kodama, which is a tree building game where you are adding limbs to your trees and scoring based on the items that are on them. And that was really cute and pretty fun. Eric compared it a lot to Best Treehouse Ever, which we own. I kind of liked the theme of this one better. I could see some things that I enjoyed more. The scoring mechanism on the Best Treehouse Ever is a little off-putting to me, but this one was kind of cute and fun, so I enjoyed that. Another one we played was Above and Below, which is one that I've seen Sarah, another crafty girl, playing, and it was really cool. I liked that one a lot. I would definitely play that again. You are building above and below ground and doing different things for your different stuff, and yeah, it's pretty cool. And we finished off our day with Stone Age, which is an oldie but a goodie. At home, we've played Imperial Settlers. We got a organizer for the box from the Broken Token. They are balsam wood pieces, and then you snap them together and they go inside your existing box to help you sort all the bits. All the little apples for the food and the little wood and all the cards. And so we got an organizer for Imperial Settlers and the Manhattan Project, which I think were both really good choices of ones we wanted to try out. We might still get Caverna. That would be another really good one to have organized, although we do have a plastic organizer for some of the tokens, but that one was a little more, so this was a good starting place to try those out. And then I played a little bit of Jaipur with my niece. Leah came over for Aunt Christine's knitting school, which has morphed into cooking, knitting, gaming, chatting with Aunt Christine, and I really enjoyed that. For now watching, I'm still watching Person of Interest with Eric. We are at the end of season 4. I'm watching Grey's Anatomy and Private Practice. I am on the last season of Private Practice and whatever the corresponding Grey's Anatomy season is. Is it 9? I think it's 9. So, good stuff. And we went to see the new Marvel movie. We saw Captain America 3, which is Civil War. I had been really looking forward to this for a while, and I was so glad to finally get to go. We went opening weekend. That was what I knit my sock, the movie I knit my sock during, and it was really good. We had a ticketing confusion, and they showed it to us in 3D, and that wasn't as good. It's a little choppy, and doesn't help my head. So I am looking forward to seeing it again in the theaters, not in 3D, maybe with my friend Rena when I'm visiting her. Hopefully. For Fanciful Chatter, I did attempt to get some new sandals for my trip. That was part of what I was returning to Amazon when I ran downstairs. They changed the length of the Velcro on the bottom of the foot. It wouldn't go all the way around my foot. I do have tall, fat feet, I guess. So usually I wear wide sizes, but these ones worked well, even though they weren't wide. But the new version of them does not have enough Velcro. So I'm going to have to go on a search. Several people have recommended Chacos to me, and after my trip, I will do some more looking at that. I'm not going to try and get to a bigger store that has those. There's none here in Vancouver. And I don't want to wear in new shoes. It was going to be one thing if they were exactly the same style, so my straps would have been in the same spot. The old, more worn out version of what I had. But something brand new, I want a little more time. So, and then I've also been buying a little bit of new clothes for my trip. Some new capris. Just trying to find the things that flatter me and my style. And I really enjoyed finding some cool things. For the happiness continues. Today, I got to go on a lunch date with my friend Erin of the Anatomy of Knitting podcast. She is visiting from Ireland. You have seen her, and I record podcasts together. I even have recorded podcasts with her when we were audio podcasters. It was lovely, and she is such a cool person. And I got to spend time with her boys, and that was really fun too. They are growing up to be little men, little boys, not babies, and it's fun to get to see that they're growing. In person, even. So, that was lovely. And then I'm just getting so excited about my adventure. Getting things done. I am trying to make sane lists of the things that I would like to bring with me. The clothes the hand knits that need to be washed, the shawls that need to be blocked for the designer showcase, my class material, gifts for people, that kind of stuff. Trying to get that stuff organized so that it's not all waiting until next week when it will be closer to the last minute. And I think it's all moving forward. It's all I can hope for, I think, at this point, is that I have set the ball rolling on a lot of things, and it's going to keep me happier through the process than last minute. But not with insane amounts of lists, as I could be apt to do if I was unrestrained on that. So, trying to be sane about my stuff so that then I can have a more calm getting together, getting ready time, and then a fabulous trip. I hope to podcast for you guys again next week, and perhaps while I'm on the road, my laptop will be coming with me. So we'll see how that works out. I don't have a roommate this year, and so I might be able to do some small mini bits of episodes at nights in the evening or something. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. I might just need the extra rest. There's always that possibility. So this was a little blurb of an episode, as I had said, and I think that's okay. I think we're going to call that a good episode for today. Thank you for joining me. I'm really glad you were here. I'm really glad you were able to sit and visit with me while I knit. I would always love to hear your thoughts on the episodes. The Ravelry group is great for that. I post a new thread for each episode there. The other places you can connect with me. I am Christine with a K on Ravelry. I am kdlb, just the letters, on Instagram. And the show notes with links to everything that I talk about are on yarningspodcast.com, all squished together. So, until next time, that's the story. Bye.